You're damn right, wise ass. The heat is on. It's on the street, it's inside your head, and it's on every beat. It's time for a road trip. Let's all hop in our crappy Blue Nova and drive halfway across the country. Don't be stupid and forget to pack the Lucky Strikes or the king-size Kents. Maybe we'll stop for a late supper and get a nice glass of wine, maybe a cocktail or an espresso, but don't forget the lemon twist. If you're lucky, we may just see a nice pair of Beverly Hills boobs on this all-new episode. Hello and welcome to Totally 80s and 90s Recall. This is a podcast where we'll take a look at everything the radical decades of the 80s and 90s had to offer, from music and movies to television and pop culture. If you're new to the show, be excited that you found us because you're about to have an awesome time. And for all of our returning listeners and subscribers, it's great to have you back. I am one of your hosts, Rob, joined by our good friend, Ahmed, Ockwell. Nope, it's our favorite resident movie hound, Kurt.
Ooh, yep, that's me.
That's him.
Alrighty.
A little late on the old movie.
Gotta give him a...
Movie. No. All right, that's fine. Oh, there it is. Yay, I got applause.
You know what? The movie hound may not have a button today.
It does not.
That's all right.
We've lost our movie hound
That's
sound.
all right.
I've got different...
There we gave it to you.
All right, well,
There you
thank you. Thank you very much.
go. There it is.
I found it.
He found it.
Kip helped me find it.
He told me he knew where all the buttons was today.
Hold on a sec. We're terrible. Rewind. Say it again.
Say,
Our good friend. Do it again.
oh, you want me to do it again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm one of your hosts, Rob, joined by our good friend, Ahmed. Ockwell? Nope. It's our favorite resident movie hound, Kurt. There we go. All right.
Perfect. Excellent job. All right, hello, Rob.
Wow. We are all over the place today.
No, I have it under control.
Okay, we have it under control.
All right. Well, hello, Rob. How are you today? Are you feeling refreshed, energized?
I am.
Okay,
I
I'm just making sure because I was listening last week,
Oh,
and
crap.
towards the end, you were expressing how you were a little tired.
I'm tired.
I did.
So I just
I'm
want to make sure
tired.
your gas tanks are full.
I'm good.
You're ready to go
I'm
for this
good.
full episode. We don't want you to sputter along like what you said, the crappy blue Chevy Nova.
Yeah.
We don't want you to become that.
I'm
He always
okay.
gives 110%.
That's right, he does.
For the first 50%.
Yes.
It was-
and then
it was-
after that, I'm
There you go.
You hit 51 minutes and 20 seconds before you got tired last time.
That's right.
Let's see if you can go a little longer.
I'm building my
a long
stamina.
time.
That's pretty
right.
good.
Yeah.
51 minutes in front of anything you're doing is good.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That seems long.
That does seem long.
And if it feels long,
There you go.
You're good.
You're good.
Good. Excellent. Well, I've been asked to read. We
boy.
did get another letter, except this time it was an electronic letter. I believe the kids now call them emails.
Oh.
So we got
Wow.
an email, and this one's from Mitch in New York City.
Oh, boy.
And it says, "Dear Hound and Movie Boys, I've been doing a lot of soul searching recently, and I need a little help from you. My friends and I usually take a trip every year, and coming home from our most recent trip, where we ran with the bulls in Pamplona, Spain, and of course, I was the one who got gored by the bull right in the rump. On the flight home from this, while sitting on a large lump of gauze, I realized my friends and I only do these trips every year just to escape our boring lives. I seem to have lost my smile, and I no longer enjoy my radio advertising job. My buddy Phil is trapped in a loveless marriage to his wife Arlene, while also managing his father-in-law's supermarket and having an affair with a 20-year-old employee. My other friend Ed, who is the instigator behind most of these crazy trips, recently married a much younger woman, but still refuses to settle down and become a family man. So you could say, just like you boys, we're having a midlife crisis. Except they didn't start a podcast.
That's the best way to take care of that crisis.
That's right. So he says last week was his 39th birthday, and during his party, his friends surprised him with another trip. This one is where they all go on a cattle drive from New Mexico to Colorado. He wants to know, should I go on this trip? And if so, what should I expect to do? And do you have any advice for me? So, well, Mitch, the Recall crew, think the trip would be a good idea for you and your friends. We have come up with some advice and things you can expect to learn or see on your trip. So while on your trip, the first thing we suggest for you to do is mosey at least once. Even if you've ever sashayed, you got to mosey. Always pre-grind your coffee before going on the trip because cows really hate the sound of the coffee grinder. You could start a stampede. I learned that one the hard way. On the trip, you can be expected to be asked by the scary, gruff boss, who will probably be named something like Curly, to go out searching for cows that have separated from the herd. You want to do that because you will learn good stuff about how to deliver a baby cow.
You might.
And you will want to name that cow Norman, of course. You will also have a deep philosophical conversation about the secret to life, and you will find out that it's one thing, not the boss's finger, but it's just something you need to figure out for yourself.
Okay.
You can expect the gruff old trail boss to, of course, die of a heart attack after years of smoking and eating nothing but red meat. But don't be afraid. The ranch hands that take over will, of course, be heavy drinkers. The camp cook will also get drunk and drive the camp wagon off a cliff. But don't worry about digging holes to bury the dead horses because the impact will drive them mostly into the ground.
Mostly dead.
Mostly dead. You will learn the secret of the best ice cream flavor to pair with sautéed sea bass. It's, of course, rum raisin.
Okay.
The ranch hands will later get drunk one night because they're heavy drinkers, and they will start a fight with the whole group. But this will be a great time for your buddy Phil to come out of his shell and take over the situation by threatening the ranch hands with one of their guns, thus impressing the beautiful single lady that is also on the trip. The ranch hands, of course, will leave you just in the lurch all by yourselves. So here is where you, Mitch, will take charge of finishing this cattle drive with your friends. Because remember, there's nothing like bringing in a herd. When you bring in the herd, though, remember to sing the theme song from Bonanza. Dun, 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 dun.
Nice.
Mitch, Kip, and the boys also want you to know, when you do return home from this adventure, we promise that you will found your smile. Phil will have found his confidence, and Ed will be ready to settle down. Plus, the family will have a new pet cow to love.
There you go.
One might say that was a slick intro.
Oh, look how good
nice.
he's getting over there.
Awesome job.
He said
All
one
right,
might say
One might say that.
that's a slick intro.
All right.
Doing
Well, we are glad to have you here again today, Kurt. And we can't forget the man who, in his free time, enjoys traveling to small towns across the United States, challenging strict anti-dancing and rock music ordinances, playing a good game of chicken on tractors, and asking the hard-hitting questions like, where's the beef? And what does it sound like when doves cry? It's the voice and our good friend, Dave.
Ooh, that was a good intro.
You like that?
I never get anything like that.
I know that was spelled out well. Well, hello to the two of you.
Hello. You
It
can give
is-
yourself an applause if you
It
really
is great.
want to.
I know.
I don't need to.
You
Not
get
today.
enough of it in your life?
That's right.
Oh, okay.
It is great that we brought the hound back into the studio, as Rob said, but I will say it's a little weird today because I don't run the flow of the show. Usually I'm the lead
I know.
host here.
We've kind of changed roles.
But by the way, if you're tuning in for the first time, the beginning was a little discombobulated.
That's okay.
Usually it runs a little smoother, but it's Rob's second time doing this, so we give him a pass.
That's all right.
But I'm going to go full Robster today. I'm going to sit here with Kip's guidance. Often have a somewhat annoyed look on my face and run the board and see how
not follow any of the rules.
and see how the other half lives. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm going to do today, Rob.
All right.
But thanks for having me.
Yeah. That's. I like your shirt today.
I do,
You
yeah.
got
I
a
got-
custom shirt?
Got a custom shirt from one of our past episodes.
Yeah.
Our speed episode. For anyone who's familiar, we kind of coined a little phrase about I should have stayed in Aspen with our friend Harry.
That's right.
So I put Harry on my chest,
Yeah.
and I should have stayed in
He's got
Aspen.
hairy chest.
So this is a prime T-shirt right here.
Well, Dave, why don't you tell us what topic we are covering today?
Well, gentlemen, we are going back 40 years to a fantastic year in cinema, 1984, and looking at one of the best movies, not only of that year, but the entire decade, the Eddie Murphy comedy/action classic, Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah. 40 years.
40 years.
40.
That's nuts.
Does that make you feel good?
I don't know.
You don't know.
40 years.
Yes.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Well, before we get into the deep conversation about Axel Foley and all of his hijinks,
Yes.
let's roll the original theatrical trailer.
Murphy is a Detroit cop on vacation in Beverly Hills.
I just got off the phone with an Inspector Todd in Detroit. He says if you're out here investigating the Tandino murder, you needn't bother coming back.
I don't wanna take it anymore.
For a man who claims to be on vacation, you look a lot like you're on a stakeout.
Stakeout? No. I'm picnicking. This is like a picnic area. I have to ask you some questions about Michael Tandino. I've never been to a cell that had a phone in it. Can I stay for a while? Because I ordered some pizza.
We have 6 witnesses that say you broke in and started tearing up the place, then jumped out the window.
May I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Victor Maitland.
I have nothing to say to you.
How you doing? You guys don't know nothing about nothing, do you? You just got your badges and your guns and you're on the job, right? Make sure we get the right drinks, because if I drink club soda, I'll throw up. You know, this is the cleanest and nicest police car I've ever been in my life. This thing's nicer than my apartment.
Retrospect, you are the pride of your department in Detroit.
It seems painfully obvious you haven't the slightest idea who you're dealing with.
I don't know what y'all think I am, giving me some kind of food. Hurry up, quicker!
Crawl back to your little stone in Detroit before you get squashed.
Cover me. Police! You're all under arrest!
You do that again, I'll shoot you myself.
Eddie Murphy, Beverly Hills Cop.
It was a classic 80s trailer.
I know. I really like it.
You like it?
Got a little violent there at the end.
With the guns.
Yeah, but I like the trailer guy's voice.
You always loved the voice.
I do. I wish if I could have gone back and be a little kid and say that's a job I want. The
wanna
guy
be
who
that guy?
does
Want to be
trailers,
the trailer voice.
Eddie Murphy is Beverly Hills Cop. You know, just to deliver that.
That
would be
wasn't
great.
even close.
I was gonna say, do you have like tape around your glasses as
Yes.
you're doing that?
It's got to be
Coming
a little.
this summer.
It's got to be It's got to be a little nasally.
Oh my God! Here it comes! Wow!
Or if
Wowzers,
they did
man.
it, if they did it a little more upbeat, it'd be like this summer. Eddie Murphy's got a big problem.
Crap. Hey, there it is.
there it was.
So what do you remember about this movie?
Go ahead.
Well, this movie came out in '84.
Yeah.
It did.
So I was 4.
You were 4.
I was 4.
Yeah.
I
so-
think the proper way to pronounce that is faux.
Quattro.
Yes. Okay.
Quattro.
Yes.
But so I probably did not see this one until probably the second one coming out in '87.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
I
yeah.
probably did like
Yeah.
a double. But I do remember. I don't know if I sat down and watched it, but I do remember like dad, older sisters, mom watching it, and me just watching it little bits at a time. So
Yeah, I was 7.
I was 7 or 8.
So 8. Yeah, so
7
yeah,
or 8.
I don't remember. I know we've talked about this. Was I remember watching this at the babysitter.
Yeah, I mean that's where you get the good movies. I saw this.
I don't know about the
on the HBO.
Oh,
So I got to see it on HBO over at a friend's house. Then it was on our HBO, and so I got to see it lots of times because I loved it.
Yeah.
And then they started playing it on like the TBS and that, but you
Yeah.
get the edited version.
Yeah.
of
not
it.
as good.
Not
Not
as
as
good,
good.
but
Yeah.
still funny. I just remember thinking it was hilarious.
Yeah.
So as a youngster running around, I thought it was funny.
a little lad.
Little lad
Yeah.
running around going, "Hey man,
I ain't gonna fall from a banana tailpipe.
Let's see. So if you think about Eddie Murphy's discography,
Ooh, good
his
word.
filmography.
Filmography.
Is this your favorite Eddie Murphy movie?
It is definitely up there. I'm thinking I was going kind of trading places, Coming to America, or
Yeah,
this one.
Trading
Places.
Those
So
are kind
yeah,
of all up there in the running. But I would say this one's probably it's
for me
it's
this
up
is
there.
it. This is my first, and then Coming to America is 1B.
1B.
But Beverly Hills Cop is my. I love this
Yeah.
movie.
I kind of think this is the Eddie Murphy movie.
Coming to America is really good.
Yeah, that's true.
But this is, I don't know, this is like quintessential Eddie Murphy right here.
His later stuff, like Bowfinger, I thought that was fun.
That was good.
It was fun.
Boomerang's really good. We've talked about
We've
that
talked
before.
about that. You really like
We
that movie.
do. I was watching it last night, as a matter of fact.
You know you love Norbit.
And the wife was commenting on how good that she forgot. Yeah. Dr. Doolittle.
That's Doolittle.
Dr. Doolittle. Oh, Daddy Daycare is real good.
Ugh.
Get in there with
What about the Haunted Mansion?
Haunted Mansion was a good one. You know, he got nominated for an Oscar for Dreamgirls.
Did.
Oh, he did.
The musical.
I did not know that.
He played like a James
Have
Brown
you caught
type.
the most recent Eddie Murphy Netflix?
I
haven't watched it.
Well, I didn't
one?
watch a Netflix. I watched an Amazon special over Christmas, and it was a Christmas Eddie Murphy special.
Yeah, but aren't they doing the new Eddie Murphy?
New Eddie Murphy.
The
Beverly
new
Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills. Yeah,
That comes out in
hasn't
July
come out
3rd.
yet.
hasn't come
Yeah,
out yet.
Comes
hasn't
out
come
July
There you go.
3rd.
Okay, that's why.
But that Christmas one on Amazon, not so great.
It's not good.
It wasn't that
No,
good.
I haven't heard good things.
I didn't mind it. I
No?
watched it twice.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
I got a lot of extra time on my hands during Christmas break.
Oh, there it is.
Perfect time. Good work.
Oh, wow. Well, it's time.
It's time.
Is it? Is
Yep.
it time?
It's time to get ourselves a new attitude and put on our best dancing shoes and do the Neutron dance. And no, this is not your locker as we unpack the 1984 comedy classic, Beverly Hills Cop.
Do you know that song will always remind me on Revenge of the Nerds when they do their
The
musical
electric
at
guy
the
with
end?
the-
Yeah, it's a very similar song. I have not researched that, but I would bet that maybe that guy had something to do with that too, because it's so close. Yeah.
This morning I was walking around the office and I was whistling that song.
Yeah.
And
It's infectious.
my counselor goes, Are you whistling Axel F?
Yes.
And I went, yes.
I am excited that your counselor knew that.
Yeah, he knew that. He's a young
good.
kid too. He's
Nice.
like 22, 23, so he knew it.
I
He
like
had
it.
good parents.
Well, you mentioned earlier that we've kind of swapped roles.
We have.
and you were kind of excited to see how this goes, right?
It's going so far?
So
Very swimmingly
we've hit our
so far.
first snack.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I'm reading my notes here.
Yes.
I didn't change them,
Oh, okay.
so I'm just going to read what I have.
Oh, all right.
It says, "Remind our listeners to share and subscribe.
Yes.
You can involve Kurt and I if you'd like."
There you go.
So I would like all of you out there to share and
Yes.
subscribe to our show, and then Kurt and Dave, I'd like to include you.
Oh, okay.
I would also like everyone to subscribe and share.
Yeah. How might one do that?
They could
Let's
do it.
say I were to stumble upon your
Podcast. Yes.
How might I share?
Well, we're on any of the podcast outlets. I assume
Yes.
if you've stumbled upon us, you found
found it
Apple,
somehow.
you found Spotify,
One.
you found
Yeah,
Amazon,
yeah.
whatever it is, iHeart, whatever it is you're using.
Yeah.
And on all of those, when you get our little episode, there'll be a little weird triangle-y thing with
Yes.
circles on it. You can hit that. It'll say share. And then all you got to do is put in a little who your friend is.
Got
It'll
it.
go right to them.
If you have friends.
Yes, if you have friends. Even if you
Yes.
don't have friends, just send it to people. Just find, there's no phone books anymore.
No.
But you can go online and find people. Just find people, send it to them.
Right.
Any people you find, right?
You
You can send to your enemies. We're just as happy with your enemies as your friends.
You could potentially just bring somebody to the device.
You could just bring it to the device and go, here, you could do
Listen
the
to
old
this.
school here. You take one AirPod, I'll take the other. And we can sit here and listen to this side by side, right?
There you go.
There we go. So, but the reason that they want to subscribe and share
Yes.
with a friend is they don't want to miss any of our
That's
episodes.
right. Yes. we have a
it's
back
critical.
catalog of
Yeah.
really
It's-
entertaining stuff.
It's critical that you find us each week.
That's right. Every Tuesday.
there
All
you
right,
go.
Here we go. Yeah, that was very well
did-
done.
you did a
Yeah.
great job. Good
There
job.
we go. Yeah. Well, so before we begin reliving this week's awesome movie, we'd like to give you, the listeners, the important info about this movie. And there's only one person we know with a nose for that type of stuff, and that's the movie hound himself.
All righty. Well,
it's
thank
your
you very
turn.
much. It's
Yeah.
it's my nose.
It's my
It's a little
nose.
crooked. I was kicked in a soccer game one time. It's fine.
For real?
For real.
I didn't know that.
I did. I got ushered off the field that
I didn't
day.
want to play the hound sound before the nose thing, so I was letting you finish.
Okay. That's nice of you.
I knew it was important.
I just like everyone to know a little bit about my life.
That's
sometimes.
right.
That's
Yeah.
okay. That's all right.
So, like David, or I can't remember who said it. Was that you,
Somebody
Rob?
said it.
I don't know. We're all
Somebody
turned
said-
around today.
It's okay.
That's right.
It's all
This
messed
year, like it was already said, is the 40th anniversary of the movie Beverly Hills Cop, which was originally released December 5th, 1984. The movie was a box office smash by a lot, earning well over $315 million worldwide on a budget of just $13 million. I've been drinking.
We've
It's
been
hard.
drinking.
It's a hard one.
It is. Beverly Hills Cop was originally titled Beverly Drive in the original screenplay. The screenplay was written by Daniel Petrie Jr., and the story was by Danilo Bach and Daniel Petrie Jr. The movie stars Eddie Murphy, Judge Reinhold, I am having trouble.
George and Judge.
That's right. John Ashton, Steve Burkhoff, Paul Reiser, Ronnie Cox, Lisa Eilbacher, and Bronson Pinchot. Beverly Hills Cop on Rotten Tomatoes has a certified fresh critic score of 83% and an almost identical audience score of 82.
Ooh.
The soundtrack for the movie was released on MCA Records and won the Academy Award for Best Score Soundtrack, or Grammy Award. Sorry, I said Academy Award, didn't I?
That's okay.
Grammy Award for the Best Score Soundtrack for Visual Media in 1986. It featured 3 top 10 singles on the Billboard Hot 100. The instrumental title tune Axel F that we just heard, composed and performed by Harold Faltermeyer.
I like him.
The Glenn Frey song "The Heat Is On" and
Glenn
the Neutron
Fry?
Frey.
Come on.
Whatever.
Frey.
This is the worst I've ever been.
Yes.
This is good.
I've thrown you all for a loop today.
That's
It's
okay.
true.
My
But
goodness.
this is my usual part, so this
I
I've got no
I
excuse
don't know
for
what's
this
going
one.
on here today. You got marble mouth.
We got the Glenn Fry song "The Heat Is On"
Yes.
and "Neutron Dance" performed by the Pointer Sisters. The soundtrack also had 2 Patti LaBelle hits, "New Attitude" and "Stir It Up."
Oh, it's a lot.
That
good.
was a lot.
Yeah.
Now, Dave, as Rob snuggles up in his $95 Beverly Palm robe, because money is no object on
No
the show,
object.
can you please tell us all about the plot of
Well,
this great
before I
movie?
do that, Rob himself was so impressed with the Rotten Tomatoes. I physically watched him write the numbers down
Yeah, 83,
on his
82.
notes as if he couldn't find it anywhere else.
83, 82.
It's not
He
accessible.
needs to write it down. He
on
doesn't
any
know the
other thing.
Google.
Yeah.
All right.
The Google
Well,
machine.
Well, at least I'm glad I got
Now that-
something out of my mouth for
That's
him
correct.
to write down.
we're not going
'Cause
to.
that was rough.
We're not going to capitalize on that. So you
all right.
passed it over to me for the plot, and this is a little segment that Rob usually does, but we call it Back of the Box.
Back of the box, back of the box. Box, 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 back of the box.
It's not as easy to find the back of a VHS thing. So Rob makes it look real easy each week. I will give him credit for that, folks. So, but I did find it. Took a little research. So, Back of the Box says Eddie Murphy's hilarious portrayal of Detective Axel Foley has propelled Beverly Hills Cop into the ranks of the top 10 box office hits in history. Foley is a brash, street smart Detroit detective. You threw it on
Got
me.
you too.
A Detroit detective who follows the trail of a friend's murder to the posh surroundings of Beverly Hills. And before Axel gets his man, he gets up to his next in an international smugglers and drug peddlers. It's a fast speed adventure that proves the difference between a really good comedy and a great comedy is Eddie Murphy. 1984, Paramount Pictures Corp. All rights reserved.
How many minutes?
I was going to say you didn't do the
No, I
minutes.
didn't.
I didn't do the minutes.
No, that's okay.
But I
It's like
believe
147
when we watched it, it was like, 140, 138, something like that. So,
Well, if you're new to this show, the three of us will talk a little bit about the movie before jumping into some categories where we'll share our favorite and maybe not so favorite moments from Beverly Hills Cop. So, dang it. Well, let's talk about casting real quick.
okay. What would you like to talk about?
Well, who was this show originally built for?
It was originally built, I found, was Mickey Rourke.
Oh, yeah.
So they had him signed, they had him to a contract and everything, but because it was taking so long for everything to get developed and started, he's like, I'm out. I got to go do the Pope of Greenwich Village.
See, I read that differently. I read that it was for Stallone.
That's what I read.
And then Mickey Rourke, after Stallone wouldn't do... I think the stories are a little... I know I
Yeah.
saw that part too. Rourke was signed at one point.
Yeah.
Then Rourke went away. Sylvester Stallone was signed at one point. And I even saw up until 2 weeks before filming, Stallone was signed. And the reason that he left the set is because they had an argument about the type of orange juice that was
Yeah.
going to be in his trailer.
I read that too.
So Stallone's like, I can't drink this Minute Maid crap.
Dang it.
Why is
I
this
didn't see
Minute
that.
Maid
You knew it
crap
had to
over
come.
here?
Okay, can you?
Hey, if you give me Stallone, I got to give it a little. Hey, you do a good Stallone. No, so I should give.
no,
I
I
should
don't.
yield to
Yeah.
you.
This is a different movie. Was
Yeah.
still.
Oh my god, it doesn't even make
how,
sense.
I like how he had changed the script and
Well,
he
yeah,
wanted
he
it to be
rewrote it.
Axel Cobretti
Yeah.
before he made Cobra.
He said the script was rejected.
Cobra.
His script also was rejected, and then he just recycled it into Cobretti.
Yeah.
So a lot of what he rewrote became Cobra.
Yeah.
I'm the disease, I'm the cure, or whatever it is, right? So he wanted to do that. So I also saw they talked to Al Pacino, James Caan were also would that been those would have been good, right?
Yeah.
I think Caan would have been a little too
Yeah.
aggressive.
I don't know. None of
They
them
also
are funny.
offered
though.
it to Harrison Ford.
I
He
did.
turned
Yeah,
it
none of
down.
them are funny.
Well, the movie wasn't supposed to be funny
Oh,
at first. It
that's
was
true.
supposed to be more of a serious crime drama. But once Eddie came on, that's when they shifted it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, a
That's
lot of the
true.
He
movies,
made something
Eddie
else.
being Eddie.
Yeah.
And Eddie chose this movie over Ghostbusters.
I read that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he chose to do this instead of Ghostbusters because Dan Aykroyd really wanted him for Ghostbusters.
Yeah. I read Jeff Bridges, James Caan, Billy Crystal, Robert De
Billy
Niro,
Crystal wouldn't even make sense.
Harrison Ford,
You
Richard
look
Gere,
marvelous.
Mel Gibson, Gregory Hines, Michael Keaton, Nick Nolte, Al Pacino, Richard Pryor, Dennis Quaid,
So
Kurt Russell.
everyone. Just say everyone.
Schwarzenegger, Travolta,
Everybody that was an actor in 84.
Robin Williams, and Bruce Willis.
Schwarzenegger? Did you say Schwarzenegger?
It was in the notes. It was on IMDb.
Have him laugh instead. Oh.
The banana in the tailpipe.
Yeah, no, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
He seems like a Detroit cop. An inner city Detroit cop.
What are you
That's
talking
Arnold.
about? I got thrown out of the window. It's not my fault.
Let's see. What else about the movie that you remember?
I thought we
Or
were doing
interesting facts.
Interesting facts
Yeah.
about the movie. So
I like when they were trying to figure out Rosewood and Taggart, the actors for
Mm-hmm.
that one. They were teaming up all the finalists for it.
I read this.
And they did. He goes, okay, you're a middle-aged couple, and Reinhold automatically picked up a nearby magazine and went into the improvisation of the 5 pounds of red meat in his bowels.
I like that.
and that's what got him the movie. And they did it almost verbatim in
Yeah.
the movie.
I
was
love
good.
Rosewood and Taggart. So
They're
it's
good.
great. I'm so happy that they're there. I saw this was the highest grossing film in the US and Canada in 1984. However, since 84, Ghostbusters has overtaken it all time with a re-release that they had in 1985. But in 84 alone, it beat out Ghostbusters, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, The Karate Kid, Gremlins, Police Academy, and Footloose. And it was the first time in 5 years the top grossing movie did not involve Steven Spielberg or George Lucas.
Oh, wow.
about that?
Good one.
I read this is the first of 7
I saw
Eddie
that
Murphy
too.
movies in a row
And Kurt's going to like this.
to open up at number 1.
Yeah. So this was one. You know what was what was after this one that opened at number 1?
Huh.
The Golden Child, which
I
I
want the
watched,
knife,
with Kurt for my
please.
first time ever a couple weeks
he
ago.
didn't like it.
Did
and
you
I
like
was
it?
Oh,
upset.
it was terrible.
You didn't like
Oh,
it?
it
He
was
doesn't
bad.
like it. I don't know why. I love it.
So, but the next one was Beverly Hills Cop 2. Then you had Eddie Murphy Raw, his stand-up, Coming to America, Harlem Nights, and another 48 Hours. Then you had Beverly Hills Cop 3, which didn't do well, but Boomerang then following year came in at 3rd. The Distinguished Gentleman was 4th. Beverly Hills Cop 3 did premiere at 2 somehow. Vampire in Brooklyn, a Kurt favorite, at 3.
I've never seen
And The Nutty Professor hit number 1 again in 1996.
What's the Distinguished Gentleman? I don't know that
It's I've only seen it like once.
I don't know that one.
Early 90s film, not so hot. I guess.
I read that Murphy, the guy that played Taggart, and then Reinhold, that they improvised most of their lines.
And they
Yeah.
did a great job.
This film holds the record for selling the most rented title on Betamax.
Betamax. I saw that before it became a useless thing. It was number 1.
What was
So-
what was that? The big VHS? It
No,
looked
those
like
were
there were
tiny.
smaller
There
ones.
were smaller ones.
Smaller?
Yeah.
You had to put the Betamax into like a little VHS
thing.
extra one, and then
Yeah.
Did you
and
ever
then it
have
goes
that?
down.
Did you
No.
have a Betamax?
No, I went
my
straight to
grandmother
VHS.
had one of those.
All right.
So I saw that after Beverly Hills Cop, the director Martin Brest
Yes.
directed Midnight Run and Scent of a Woman. Hoo-ah. Hoo-ah. He directed those, which were really good.
Take a flamethrower to this
But then
place.
he fell off a little bit because the next 2 movies directed were Meet Joe Black and G. Lee. So he didn't follow that up as well as you
Those were
thought he
fun.
would. Those were fun.
I like how Martin Brest got fired off of War Games.
Yeah.
Before this one, then they had to. Because he thought he was hot shit.
Uh-huh.
And,
Ooh,
yeah,
so-
sorry.
Ooh,
Hot mic.
Hot
did he
mic,
say
hot
He
mic.
said hot shit.
Shit. Well, this is no, this is Beverly Hills Cop. There will be some F-bombs coming.
Yeah.
But I heard he got fired, and then Jerry Bruckheimer wanted him so bad that they just kept calling him over and over and over
Well,
again
you
before he
spoke
finally
about
did it.
War Games. So the set.
Would you like to play?
Yeah,
a
the
game?
set. You know how the Beverly Hills, when they walk into the cop station, that's the War Games set.
Oh.
They wanted to look futuristic because the Detroit station looks so crappy.
Yeah.
They wanted that one to look future. They just used the War Games set. And I told my wife, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, you can see it. There's a panoramic, and in the background, that big screen where all the stuff was on is back there, and there's cops sitting back there. And
Yeah.
so they literally just used the War Games set.
Speaking of movie crossovers,
Ooh.
the mansion that was used in the final shootout.
Maitland.
Was that also the
Maitland's-
haunted mansion?
No, it was the
okay.
same mansion seen in the final shootout in Commando, 1985.
Another great movie.
Another great movie.
Is that
Love
more
movie.
Arnold?
It's
That is
Arnold,
Arnold.
yeah.
That
Arnold
you're
and
doing-
Lisa Milano.
Doing a great job.
Doing a great job.
He carries
when
an
you mention
entire
all my
tree
movies.
on his shoulder.
Rob, I like when you mention my movies.
Chicken and rice. Tell you what else. Did you talk about the highest grossing
Yes, I did.
R-rated movie?
I did.
You talked about that?
Well, no,
Yeah.
I haven't said that.
Okay, so
Go
this
ahead.
was the highest grossing R-rated film in the U.S. until The Matrix came out in 2003.
That's not what I read.
Yeah, if inflation were to take it
Oh,
into account, it would be the third highest grossing R-rated film after The Exorcist and The Godfather.
So you're saying R-rated film.
R-rated, yes,
I saw that it
R-rated.
was the highest grossing R-rated comedy
Oh, yes.
until The Hangover in the 2000s.
Yeah.
So I also saw Axel Foley is ranked number 55 on Empire Magazine's 100 greatest movie characters of all time. A couple of examples ahead of Foley are Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ferris Bueller, Peter Venkman. But here's the top 5. In case you want to know who the top 5 characters in all movies are.
Okay.
At number 5, Ellen Ripley of the Alien movies. At number 4, Batman. At number 3, Han Solo or Han Solo, depending how you'd like to sound that out. At number 2 is one James Bond. James Bond.
Oh, okay.
And then number 1 is Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah,
So,
that makes sense.
fun fact, Mr. Ron Burgundy was number 16.
Oh,
So
he should be higher.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
I'm yeah.
I am Ron Burgundy.
I read that the director flipped a coin.
I love it.
Yeah, that's how he decided after being.
He's like, should I do this
chased
movie?
down.
I don't know if flip
Had the coin framed and it hung in his office after that.
That's a story to tell right there. Any other interesting facts from y'all?
I like
in your
one of
notes
them was when they were filming in Detroit one time. They had an off-duty cop accompanying them.
Oh.
And he refused to go into a housing project.
He's like, nope, you're on your own.
The filming crew would go where the cops would not.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have a couple things. I have that the song Nasty Girl used in the strip club scene
Oh, yeah.
was recommended by one of they hired real strippers.
Yeah.
And she recommended the dance because she used it in her routine. And the folks on the set said, well, she's an expert.
Yeah.
Let's do that, right? The satellite tracking.
She knows what she's talking about.
The satellite tracking system
Oh, I read that.
the LAPD uses in the movie to track Rosewood and Foley did not exist in 1984, but was invented later and is a predecessor to modern GPS. So did Beverly Hills Cop inspire or invent modern day GPS?
Yes, they did.
Our phones, everything are thanks to Beverly Hills Cop.
Now everybody knows where we're at.
That's
all
right.
The time.
Yeah.
The door to the police station in Detroit Foley walks through in the beginning has Investigaton Operations Division
I saw that spelled wrong.
written on it. They forgot the I.
Yeah.
The director said he knew about it and it annoyed him the whole film, but he figured in 1984 he wasn't super concerned anyone would notice it. People noticed it.
Yeah.
So that's it.
I found that that this was the film debut for Damon Wayans.
I know.
As
He's
Banana
really good.
Man.
Yeah, and
Banana
then,
Man.
he's listed as Banana Man. But what I thought in my notes here, I put he mentions peaches, plums, and bananas.
And bananas.
And I thought, the peaches and
How
the plums.
fitting for our
Yes,
show
take
is
that.
that.
He's like,
But do you think Damon
just take the banana?
can eat them for hours?
I don't
That's what we wonder.
Okay.
Because our gentleman on our pillow over there can do so.
Man, that's a creepy ass pillow. I'm just telling you.
Creepy ass fellow.
All right.
I do not like it. All right.
I have no more interesting facts. I'm
No
sorry.
more. The only last one I got was actually Inspector Todd.
He said no more.
I did.
There you go.
But guess what?
Yeah.
Everything's mixed up.
That's right.
I am a robster today.
Oh, don't do it.
Don't do what?
Don't save it.
Save it?
Save it.
Save
Okay.
what?
I already
Save
know
it.
what he's going to do. I want him to save it.
Okay. I will say that
I did a lot of work on
it was
that.
included. It was included
So
among the
if I should be a
American.
Rob and
What?
take it from you.
No.
No?
You should
All
not.
right. Damn it.
Oh, he knows where you're going with.
Yes.
Ah.
I
All
want
right.
it. I put a lot
I'll
of
save
work
it.
into
Want
it.
I want it.
Because he's the creative genius behind
That's
the
right.
show. He gets what he wants,
That's right.
apparently.
Let me
I know.
flex on
So-
camera.
So I'm going to go ahead and just be quiet.
I mean, that's fine.
No, so it's included among the American Film Institute's 1998 list of the 400 movies nominated for the top 100 greatest American movies.
Nice.
And it's included among the 1001 movies you must see before you die.
I
So
agree.
critics
It's
love
great.
it. Hey, let's talk about plot holes.
Oh,
do you have
okay.
any plot holes?
I don't know if I have
or
plot holes,
questionable
questions.
moments.
I do.
Yeah.
So my first one is it's 1984.
Yeah.
How did the bad guys find Mikey? So
Oh,
they
yeah.
literally show up when he comes to the apartment.
Yeah.
There's no MapQuest back then. There's no GPS.
Yeah.
They were tracking
There's
him.
no nothing. If they did follow him all the way from LA, they knew what he was doing. Why did they wait until after he went out to the pool hall, had drinks on? Why didn't they just kill him earlier? Like, why are they? And then if they're professional killers, why did they leave? And you got to have a movie, but why would you leave Axel alive?
Okay, I do have that in my notes.
So,
I wondered
like-
that. They do it multiple times because
Yeah.
then later in the movie they kidnap Jenny
Yeah,
and they just
Why?
Why?
Just kill them.
Just take her out.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They don't
Nobody's
have
gonna
monologue.
know. It's 84.
And then the bad guy punches him in the stomach in the warehouse.
Multiple
Just
times.
shoot him. Like, you're mad already because he threw
Yeah.
you over the buffet table, right? So I just wonder how they found him because they showed up the exact same time Mikey did. How did they even know when because he stole the bonds, took off? How did they know when he took off? How did they know where he's going?
Yeah.
Did they go to the airport and see he's flying on that plane?
Yeah.
So I just found it interesting that they were able to walk in at that exact moment. Now we have to have the movie.
Yeah.
So, but it's a little bit of a plot hole. Like, how did they get there? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, and when they kill Mikey, he gets 2 shots to the head.
Yeah. No blood.
No blood
gotta double
splatter.
down. No
No
blood.
blood splatter on the wall. Nothing on the carpet. That was close range. That's gonna
That's
make
coming back on him.
that's making a mess.
And
I'm telling
nobody
you
saw
right now.
anything.
So
Yeah. My biggest plot hole that is when after the shooting,
yeah,
him and investigator
Inspector
Inspector Todd, he puts him on vacation basically.
Yes.
So after Mikey is killed, Axel drives his Chevy Nova from Detroit to Beverly Hills.
Yes,
That is 2,300 miles.
it's a good drive.
To investigate the crime, a distance about 2,300 miles. When he enters Victor Matlin's office, he says that Mikey visited him a couple days ago.
Correct.
Meaning Axel would have to have covered 2,300 miles in 24 hours by car.
I just want to
It's an
throw.
impossible feat when you consider
not.
that fuel and rest stops are required, and it's a crappy blue Nova. That car's not making it.
I'm just.
2,300 miles in 24 hours.
I shall interject.
Okay.
Okay. I drove when I was stationed in Florida. I drove from Florida to Ellensburg, Washington.
You did nonstop.
I pretty much.
He was wearing a
it was
diaper.
like 2.5 days. I stopped basically to go to the bathroom and get food. I was chugging Red Bull. I was doing whatever I had to do. Head out the window.
You were
You know.
doing coke.
You know,
was
radio
driving
up
like
real
Ace
loud.
Ventura.
Doing the thing where you get the Jello neck, right? So, but I did make it, and I kept telling myself like I'd hit San Francisco, and it would be like Sacramento 4 hours or whatever it is. Like, well, 4 more hours and I'll rest.
Yeah.
And I got Sacramento. It's like 2 hours to the border. Well, I'll get to the border of Oregon and I'll rest because then tomorrow I just got to drive through Oregon.
Yeah.
Then I got there and I'm like, well, Roseburg's 2 hours away. My aunt and uncle live in Roseburg, so I could sleep there for free.
Yeah.
And then I hit that and I'm like, well, my parents' house is 2.5 hours away, so I'll just go there. And I show up at like 4 a.m. My dad's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I'm here.
No, I'm here.
Welcome.
I had nothing else.
So
to do.
I'm not saying you're not wrong that it would be tough,
Yeah.
but it's not impossible.
No.
You're not stopping for a lot of sightseeing. You're not checking out the
That's
Alps. You're not going to see the Grand Canyon. You're not hitting Wally's
Did you
World.
say the Alps?
Nothing's happening here.
I don't
right?
think the Alps are in the United States.
The Alps are in the United
They're
States.
there. You just got to look hard enough.
I said that on purpose to see if you catch it.
Yeah.
The Rockies, Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Rockies.
Perhaps the
Okay.
Appalachians.
Yeah,
Although I
John,
think
that John Denver's full of shit.
they're
man.
the other way. Yeah. He told me it was the Alps. So
The only other thing, I have some questions. We'll get to it later. But the sirens on top of the cars
yeah.
at the beginning and those are the biggest.
Yeah. Well, did you
police
see like
sirens.
the police cars? It's like a magnet on the side of their car. It wasn't even. They didn't even look like cop cars. I don't know what those were.
Those were.
They're the crappiest cop cars ever.
All right.
So, I had one other interesting fact. I'm sorry. I just wanted to share.
No,
real quick.
It's
when
the
he
chair.
checks into the Beverly Hills Hotel,
Yeah.
he gets a suite. And they charge him for the single room. The
Yeah.
single room rate was $238 a night.
Yep.
But I did that.
Inflation. What is
Inflation,
that?
$720 today
Oh.
is what I got.
No,
that
that's
was-
good.
that was one of-
2019 was 630.
720
So
in
there you go.
2024.
That leads me to one of the plot holes I put. How did he plan on paying for that? Because he tells Jenny, I can't afford it either.
No, he was just
But
gonna
then
take
he's
off.
going down there.
It's just like everything
get
else.
ready
He's-
to pay.
He's like everything else. He's going to scam himself out of it, right? Because in the beginning, my son watched this with me, and we'll get to Connor's Corner later. But he was a little taken aback when he yelled the N-word out real
Oh,
loud.
yeah, he does.
And he was like, oh. I was like, yeah. So he wasn't quite used to that. So
All right. Any other questionable plot?
I don't have any other question about. Do you have questionable plot holes?
I don't. I'm just still wondering why they threw him through the window instead of just taking him out the door.
They wanted to
They
prove
got
a,
now they got to replace the window.
no, they want to prove a, but they're proving a point.
Because the whole
Right?
time there's a guy walking in front of them as he's being carried.
Yeah.
You're thinking,
Yeah.
oh, he's going to open the door for them.
But they wanted
Nope,
to prove a
through
point.
the window.
So
Yeah, that is a little shocking.
well, before we jump to our categories, is that what you
Yeah,
have next?
That is what's next.
I have a couple. I wrote a couple reviews down, and I wanted to read them. We never do a lot of reviews, so I just wanted to read them. So our boy Roger Ebert, not a fan of the Beverly Hills Cop.
He wasn't.
He was
Boo.
not. He gave it 2.5 stars. He found the Beverly Hills Hotel check-in scene an embarrassment. He said playing the trifle angry black man is played out, is what he said. I watched this on YouTube. I got to watch the original, like 1984
Wow.
thing where him and Siskel are sitting in the balcony.
Yeah.
Yes. So, but ghetto looking, all kinds of ghetto looking. So he says Taggart and Rosewood remind him of Abbott and Costello and are two of the most inept cops he's ever seen in a movie. He says, we don't know if this is an action or a comedy. It's supposed to be both, Roger. Overall, Murphy's talents are wasted, and the movie plays like a TV sitcom. Wah, wah. Siskel, also very critical, says the director did a very bad job, and it was a bad script. Siskel and Ebert, I'm going to go out on a limb and say we're a lot wrong on this one because everyone loved it, and people still love it today. So, but you know what? I don't like to take Roger Ebert's word for everything.
No.
So I went on and found a couple reviews from Average Joe's.
You get a second
Around the
opinion.
world.
Average Joe's
right?
Second
Gym?
opinion.
Average Joe's Gym. Yes.
Okay.
So a good review, 10 out of 10. Beverly Hills Tops. That's the person. He wrote it in July 2013.
Beverly Hills Tops.
That was the name, right?
Wow,
So
that's clever.
Eddie
top
Murphy, coming off of Trading Places and 48 Hours, knocks this performance out of the park with a pure 80s soundtrack, violence, action, and a bundle of laughs. This is one of the best comedies of all time. So that's what he wrote that, right?
Wow.
Bad review, 1 out of 10. So the title of this review is Neverly Hills Plop. Very clever, right? Yes.
Oh, man.
This was written in April of 2023, so I'm going to guess a young person. This is such a horrible and overrated movie.
That's a young person.
His laugh is not funny, and they keep playing the same annoying synth song over and over again. My brain can't take it. Casting Eddie Murphy.
Simple-minded folks.
Casting Eddie Murphy as a cop makes as much sense as casting Stephen Hawking as a wrestler, Ray Charles as a sniper, and Gary Coleman as a basketball player. The only thing good that came out of this movie was that Sylvester Stallone was able to become the epic Cobra. That's it. That's
There
the
you go.
whole. That's the
Wow.
whole-
Yeah.
That's some good stuff.
That was a young person.
That was the. Yes, there you go. That was
Well.
a young person.
That's stupid, basically.
That's stupid.
That's basically what they said.
Neverly Hills Plop.
That's wrong. Okay.
Very good.
Well, we're ready to jump in and check out our favorite parts of the movie.
And
It's category time.
it is category time, except that I don't have a category button.
We went over the category.
We always go over it, but then I can't find it.
Get to the categories!
Kip programmed a lot of buttons this week.
A lot of buttons.
lot of
this
buttons.
week.
And my brain is melting a little bit over here. So I'm pulling a Rob, and I'll have the look.
Oh, he's got things
This is
happening.
the Rob right here.
I don't know what to do with my arms. I get nervous. I don't know what to do. When I get nervous, I
Wait,
cross
wait.
my...
He goes, and then he goes like this. He goes, "No, I don't like that. No, I don't like it." So, okay. Anyway, back to you.
I don't like that.
Back to you, Rob.
Those of
to
you
you,
listening
Rob.
on audio only, you need to check this one out on the YouTube.
Yes, there's going to be a lot going on.
A lot of action.
But back to you, Rob.
All right, so category 1
Category 1.
is favorite quote.
Yes.
Parentheticals from the whole movie.
Parenthetically.
Yeah.
That's what the writer says.
Yes.
So we're gonna go with Kurt today.
First of all, I is the writer, so I like your little shot you threw at me right there.
Oh, well, I wasn't gonna say anything.
Yeah,
so,
you were. You literally said it out loud.
Well, I didn't say any names, so there
There's
you
only
go.
3 of us, and we've established many times who writes the scripts on this show. Jackass.
Jeez, it's so much hostility today.
Yeah, okay.
I know there
Man,
is.
everybody
I'm
take
tired.
a breath.
I'm
Take
tired.
a breath.
I'm tired.
All right. While you guys are sleeping, I'm going to go ahead and go because I have it a little longer. I'm just going to shorten it to
All
the
right.
part that I love the best.
Favorite
So
quote.
Yes.
I'm going with it's the first time he goes into the art studio.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we've got I was wondering how much something like this went for. $130,000. Get the fuck out of here. No, I cannot. It's serious because it's very important piece.
Very important piece.
But it's just the no, I cannot after they
Yeah.
get the fuck
No,
out
I
of here.
cannot.
Because that's the part I will do over and over
So I
for
have
the
a-
rest of my life.
I have a question. Do you? So this is our quote category.
Yeah.
So I'm going to jump ahead for a sec.
That's okay.
I'm creatively do whatever I want guy.
Here he
So our
goes.
category 3 is favorite scene, and I have this also as my favorite scene. So does anybody else have that as their favorite scene?
No.
Okay, then we can talk about it again later.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just mainly for the
Because I was going to say,
get
if
the
he's
fuck
already
outta here.
introducing it, then we could just cover it now because it's an epic, like, popular scene. But
Yeah.
if we're going to, then I'll talk about it then.
Yeah, let's do
You know
that.
what? Just
Yeah.
tell me.
How about just get the fuck
wait.
outta here?
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Just wait for category 3. Just tell me to wait for category 3.
There we go. You're gonna. What's your quote?
Oh, my quote?
Favorite
Yes.
quote. Your quote is
get the
Surge.
fuck outta here.
Get
No,
out.
I
cannot.
There you go. Okay.
So mine is, I have 2. So I'm going to read them both.
That's fine. We usually we read more than one.
My
Yep.
1A is after Foley disarms the burglar in the strip club and gets him on the ground, Rosewood hops up, pointing his pistol and yells, "Don't move, roll over." And then Foley says, "Way to go, Rosewood. You're
Yeah.
some kind of cop. You know that?" I think that's fantastic. And then I really like the part with the police chief. That guy's cast brilliantly.
Yeah.
The way he talks
Yes.
is brilliant. But after he yells at Foley and he walks away, he goes, "Is this the man that ruined the buffet at the Harrow Club this morning?" I love that. I think that is hilarious.
quiet
I
down.
was laughing
He
so
can't-
much.
he can't hear you through the walls.
He can.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
he
can.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
But I
favorite-
love the way he delivers it. Is this the man that wrecked the buffet at the Harrow Club this morning?
Did you see that during that scene he's holding a rolled up paper?
Oh, yeah.
It's actually the script because
Yeah.
they kept giving him so many rewrites that he just
Yeah,
walked
yeah.
on set with it and they're like, it works.
I don't know
Hilarious.
if it'll come up later, but did you read that Eddie Murphy apparently didn't partake of caffeine?
No, he doesn't.
I
And
did
so-
read that.
Or
Yes.
drugs or anything.
Yeah, so
Alcohol, none of it.
Yeah, so in the strip club scene, somebody had given him some coffee, and
Yeah.
he's like literally
He's
jumping out of his
jittery.
skin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's great.
my quote is, and I don't know why I like it, but it's when Rosewood and Taggart come back to the police station. They're getting grilled by Bogomil
Yeah.
for the bananas in the tailpipe, and Bogomil
Oh,
says, "A banana in your tailpipe? How could you not notice a man sticking a banana in your tailpipe?" And Rosewood says, "Well, he distracted us, sir." And Bogomil says, "And how do you do that?" "Well, he sent us a late supper, sir."
Yes.
A late
He said a late
And
supper.
just the way he says,
What did he say? I believe it was a shrimp salad
Yeah.
sandwich.
And he goes, "Well, how did he do that?" And he goes, "Well, the guy came out," and he goes, "Taggart's gone."
Taggart. I
He's-
love Taggart because he's like,
No,
Rosewood.
he doesn't
shut
really
up."
want to know. He goes, "Oh, okay."
Oh, it's so good. But yeah, there's lots of other
yeah,
quotes. I mean, the banana in the tailpipe's classic.
Yeah.
When the other cops come up to him. He
Oh, yeah.
goes, "We won't be falling for the we won't be falling for the banana in the tailpipe because you've been hanging out with this guy too long." He says, "You got to get bass in your voice." "Look, man,
Yeah.
I ain't falling no banana in no tailpipe."
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Category number 2.
Yes.
Favorite Eddie Murphy moment. Parentheticals, quote / scene.
Ooh, very good.
Scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good at reading the copy I gave him.
That's right. I read anything that's put in front of me.
Anchorman.
Good job.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Yeah.
That's right.
We'll go with you.
Ooh, I'm
Yeah,
excited.
yeah.
All right. So I've got after the strip club scene, they're back at the police station and they're getting in trouble. And he says after he tells the whole story, right, or whatever. At the end of the story, when he's talking about how he didn't do anything, and because Bogomil asked him, "Why are you at the strip club?" He says, "I don't know what you teach these fellows, but they're not just regular cops. Okay, they're super cops, and the only thing they're missing are capes. And then at the end of that, he said, Taggart goes, "That's not what happened, sir." And he tells him the truth, and he goes, "I just want you to know something before I leave. The super cop story was working." And it's so funny in that scene because when he says it's working, it shows Bogomil's face. He's laughing, like he's smiling, laughing. And they said Judge Reinhold had to pinch himself in the leg not to laugh because it was so funny. But he goes, "I've been trying to figure you guys out." He goes, "But I haven't done it yet. But for some reason, you just want to fuck up a good lie." So that's my favorite. The Super Cop story from Eddie Murphy is great. He goes, "The Super Cop story was working."
And I'd read that most of that was ad-libbed.
It was.
Yeah.
Yep.
That sounds good. Let's go with Kurt.
Ooh. All right. So I
your
originally
favorite
also had that, but I'm going to go with number 2, which is after he gets thrown out of the window and is arrested.
Oh, I love that part.
And
too.
he's going, "Tell me, sir, what's the charge? Possession of a concealed weapon and disturbing the peace." Disturbing the peace? I got thrown out of a window. What's the fucking charge for getting pushed out of a moving car, huh? Jaywalking? This is bullshit.
So good.
But then I like when he's riding back in the back of the car and he goes, "This is the cleanest and nicest police car I've ever been in my life. This thing's nicer than my apartment."
It's so good.
And he goes, he asks the cops, "Hey, if we pass any movie stars, can you point them out for me? I've never seen that shit before."
Oh, and then what they say later when they take him out of the jail cell, and he goes, "I've never been in a jail cell with a phone.
With a phone, I ordered
can I
a
hang out
pizza."
for a while? I ordered a pizza."
He goes, and then he walks out and goes, "Somebody will eat it."
Yeah. My Eddie Murphy moment was, you had already said it. It's when he is outside the residence and the backup
banana in the tailpipe.
The backup to, just the way he says, I find myself
so
laughing
good.
out loud at that scene. Just the way he mocks him, But
Do you have a mock
Axel
for us?
Foley says, "What, y'all the second team?" And he goes, "We're the first team." And Detective Foster says, "Yeah, and we're not going to fall for a banana in the tailpipe." But the way he says it, he goes, "Oh, you're not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe?" Yeah, she'd been more. And then you do it really good. Right? He goes, "Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in the tailpipe." But yeah, it should be more natural.
Yeah, I like what
You've
he
been
says.
hanging out with this
You've
guy
been
too
hanging
long.
out with that guy too long.
But just the way he mocked him, I just think that's so funny.
The look on Foster's face too, because he knows Foster knows he's wrong. He's looking at him. He's like, he's right. He's calling me out here.
Yeah.
I don't have enough bass in my voice. It's kind of a callback to his Saturday Night Live character on
Mr.
Robinson's
Robinson,
neighborhood.
yeah.
He goes, "This is how we answer the door in my neighborhood." Who is it? And that's really.
I remember
funny.
we used to watch that and we'd laugh. One of my favorite parts is the look on his face when the somebody knocks on the door and he just goes, "Oh, who could that be?"
Let's see.
Let's see. Oh my gosh! All right, category 3.
Nope, we did category 3.
No,
That was
no.
favorite. Oh no, we are
I
category
can
3.
count. Don't micromanage me.
He doesn't know his fingers.
I know.
Liz, I can do
I'm
something.
trying.
Category 3
Yes.
is favorite scene.
Favorite scene.
No parentheticals.
No parentheticals on this one. You should
w-
go first because you haven't gone first yet.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Gosh, I don't know. I don't want to go first.
Okay.
Well, I will tell you, we talked about the Surge introduction. I thought that was, but it's not. I like the chase scene.
Okay.
I think the opening chase scene is very memorable.
It is
I
good.
remember that. I remember, and for some reason, I remember it paired with the song.
That dude in that truck hits every car in Detroit.
Yes.
Every car.
Yes.
Like the amount of damage that guy caused was insane.
And just him swinging off the chain, very iconic movie moment.
All those boxes are empty though. They're flying around a little too and hitting into him. Nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Those are empty boxes.
Yeah.
I saw them fall out though. Cigarettes everywhere.
Fall out. Oh, I fell out.
Fell out.
That's a good scene, Rob.
All right. Yeah. So truck chase scene.
Truck
Chase scene.
Ooh.
with the Pall Malls and the Lucky
Yeah,
Strikes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I'm
Anyway.
going to go next.
Yeah, you go next.
He already said he was.
I'm gonna go next.
How about you go next?
He didn't
Mine
even wait
is
for you.
right after yours when they're in the locker room and he's being just chewed out
Oh, yeah.
by
Really good.
Inspector Todd.
I love
Damn right.
Inspector
just
Todd.
because Inspector Todd is great.
He is great.
I love Jeffrey when he goes, "I tried to tell you, Jeffrey, this is none of your fucking business." And he goes, "This is not my locker."
This is not my locker.
Like earlier where he goes, he said this is your biggest screw up, and he goes, "I disagree."
I disagree.
I don't know. I don't think so. Anyway,
All right.
your favorite scene?
Well, my favorite
David.
scene is the Surge scene because I think it's the funniest thing in the movie, and I can't do justice to it.
Yes, you
so
can.
we actually have the isolated clip for it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I will
see if
let
Kip got it.
I will let them actually do it.
I'm fine. My name is Serge, and how can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for Miss Jenny Summers.
It's very busy today. Maybe you give me your name?
My name's Axel Foley.
And what it's pertaining?
Pertaining.
I didn't understand what you said.
Pertaining, what it's meaning, regarding.
Oh, what's it regarding? I'm an old acquaintance of hers.
Danae? One moment.
Danae?
What is this?
Don't run and tell me, Summers, that Mr. Ahmed Foley is here to see.
Axel Foley. Axel.
Ahwell
Axel.
Foley.
Foley is here to see her. These are old acquaintances. Don't cover this up.
Cover
It's
this
like
up.
the
I'm
breast
real
of
sorry.
a dog to scrub for the customer. It's not sexy. It's
No, it's
animal.
not sexy at all.
May I offer you something to drink? Wine, a cocktail, espresso?
Nice lemon twist.
No, I'm fine, thank you.
I'll make it myself right back there with a little lemon twist. It's good. You should try it.
No, I'm fine.
I see you look at this piece.
Yeah, I was wondering how much something like this went for.
$130,000. Get the fuck out of here! No, I cannot. It's serious because it's very important piece.
Have you ever sold one of these?
Sold it yesterday to a collector. Get the fuck out of here! Serious, I said it myself.
Axel Foley, what on earth are you doing here?
How you doing?
I'm fine. Hold a second. I'll be right down.
Yeah. So that's my favorite scene. That's the best scene. I like that it's obviously all improv.
Yeah.
There was originally supposed to be two guys.
I read that.
But they said he was so funny, Bronson Pinchot as Serge, that Donnie just turns into the gopher boy.
Yep.
Donnie. I love it.
What is this? That is not sexy.
I like the
little-
pertaining.
and I even
pertaining.
love later when they go back and Rosewood talks to him and he goes, "Would you like an espresso?"
Oh,
and
yeah.
he goes,
Does he want a lemon
"Sure."
twist?
He goes, "You want a lemon twist?" He goes, "If it's no problem, of course not. Don't be stupid."
Yeah, don't be stupid. Yeah.
So, yep, that's my favorite scene. I think
right.
it's the funniest scene in the movie.
I think you're right.
So,
I think
a
you're
lot of funny scenes, but that one I always remember. And if I see it online or on TikTok or anything, I always watch it and I still laugh. Just
Yeah,
the
there's-
way the pertaining. I've done that to people in my life.
Yeah.
What is this pertaining?
What?
I just look at you like, what?
We have some hidden. We have some footage floating around on a drive somewhere of you doing a really like an odd version of Serge.
Serge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't remember what started. It started as a Serge, and then it turned into this weird.
In Beverly Hills Cop 2, he's in it again.
Yes.
And he goes,
A lot more.
He goes, "Hey, Serge." He goes, "It's Serge."
Serge.
He goes, "It's not laundry detergent." Surge or something like that. It's funny. So, but of course, as we all know, the Surge then propelled him into Balki Bartakumus
That's
because they saw that and then they asked him to do it for Perfect Strangers. So
When I read that he almost didn't do it.
Yeah, he wanted to go to what, Italy or
He had to
something
go
like
to
that?
Italy.
He had to be
Or they're
talked into
moving
it.
or he's going on vacation or something.
he
and
didn't think
was
it was serious. He said he didn't think it was a serious thing. And then they were like, no. And originally he didn't have many lines. But then when he started riffing with Eddie Murphy, they were like, oh, it's gold. Keep it.
It's gold.
Yeah.
It's gold, Jerry.
So, gold, Jerry.
Category 4.
Yes.
Ooh.
Favorite actor / character, parenthetical, not named Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, because otherwise you clowns will just go, oh, Eddie Murphy. Of course, Eddie Murphy is everyone's favorite character. But let's talk about some of the
That's
other, because
not true.
this whole movie, in my opinion, is cast perfectly sans one person, which we'll talk about later. But I think the rest of the movie's cast perfectly. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
I do have an omission. So.
Oh, okay. We'll go with you first. Favorite actor. Yeah.
All right. So this is leading back to him yielding me some time from before. So my favorite non-Eddie Murphy is Inspector Todd.
Yes.
So he is played by one actor named Gil Hill. He's only got 2 scenes, but his delivery amazing. He comes in like he's like John Wetland coming out of the bullpen. Dennis Eckersley, he's just throwing fire. All right, or Rob, this is a good one. You know, he reminds me of Vinny the Microwave Johnson. Comes off the bench, scored 20 points, goes sit back down, take a nap. He uses the F word as well as anyone I've ever seen in any movie, and that includes Samuel L. Jackson, because he rolls it off the tongue like it's easy. When Axel asks him, how do you know it was a professional hit? His response, and Connor laughed his butt off on this too, he says, I just walk into this town from the cotton fields. Whoever killed your friend wasn't worried about your narrow little ass. So I think he's amazing. Like the 2 scenes he's in, again, he's just spitting fire the whole time. But I looked at Gil Hill, and he's got an interesting past.
Yes.
Right? Actual Detroit police officer, joined the force in 1959, made a detective in 1969, and was known nationally for getting confessions out of the most notorious killers. He was a member of the investigation team in the 1979 Atlanta child murders. He was made an inspector in charge of homicide in 1982, retired in 1989. He was offered other parts after Beverly Hills Cop, but turned them down, appearing only in Beverly Hills Cop 2 and 3. Stop banging your microphone, Kurt. Hill said the only difference between Inspector Todd and himself was that he, in real life, did not curse as much as Inspector Todd.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah.
Did you have Inspector Todd was not your
Todd was not mine. Mine went with Bronson Pinchot.
Okay, I was Inspector Todd.
Oh,
Inspector Todd was
he's just
right
throwing fire
close.
the whole time.
And
He just comes in. He owns 2 scenes.
Yeah, and
Can't
I
stop him.
I like his. He had 3 quotes that I really liked. He said, "You're damn right, wise ass," and he said, "Your ass is skating on thin ice as it is." And then his whole thing about I didn't just walk into this town from the cotton fields.
Oh man!
But I also read that he was a real Detroit police. He ran for city council.
City council.
He
Also ran
lost
for mayor.
Yeah, he lost his bid for mayor to Detroit to this guy named Kwame Kilpatrick.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever get a chance, there's a really good podcast. It's called Crime Town.
Ooh.
And there's a whole season on Kwame Kilpatrick. The guy was dirty.
Yeah, well, and later Gil Hill got wrapped up in a little of that police controversy as well.
Yes.
But overall, he's coming in. But I gotta also say, Taggart, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I love Taggart. Plays straight man perfect. Rosewood is on fire. I think Bogomil's doing a great job. Victor Maitland's awesome. He's like a Bond villain. That guy's great.
He's really good.
Like he could be a Bond villain.
Yeah.
No, he's good.
He's kind of like he reminds me of Silence of the Lambs.
Science, yeah.
He gives a little
good.
bit, Clarice.
He's got a small accent. I'm not sure what it is, but it's pretty effective.
Yeah.
And then the chief of police. He's just got the 2 scenes.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Taggart, why don't you tell me what has actually happened?
Who's your favorite character?
Mine was Bronson Pinchot.
But he already
Yeah.
said
Just
Bronson
because-
He
Pinchot.
already did.
He
Yeah.
did
because of
Sayers.
everything we did with the whole giant long
Yeah,
set.
you can
right.
just do all of
That's
it.
right.
Yeah. You just can't wait to see what he's going to say and how he says it.
I know.
Every time he came on.
He's so good. He makes us laugh.
Category number 5.
5.
Worst / boring character, hypothetical, not needed or painful to watch.
And you don't have to have anyone here. I only had one.
Ooh, let's see.
I'm going to go with, I want to go before you just to
No.
anger you first. Because
Yeah.
you just said that Victor Maitland was good. I
Yeah.
couldn't stand him.
Oh, you're crazy.
I
Why?
couldn't stand his monotone,
I love it.
almost robot voice when he was talking.
Excuse
it
me,
was
Mr.
too much.
Foley.
It was too much. All I put was he's definitely no Hans Gruber.
No, I like it.
Oh.
He was well before Hans, though.
I know, but he is no Hans Gruber.
You have no idea who you're dealing with.
Yeah, and it just
I
was-
like it. It's great. I told you, it's like
You
a
don't
Bond
like-
villain.
He really put me off first when he was wearing the robe or the kimono.
I
and
like
it's
it.
over the shirt and tie.
First of all,
it's weird.
kimonos were big in '84. A lot of people wearing kimonos. Okay, the uber urban Japanese look was in.
Was
It's
in.
in. A lot of swords.
I
lot of
did
A lot of
not-
swords, a lot of kimonos,
a lot of swords.
a lot of geishas. There was a whole vibe going on in LA at that time.
I understood what he was trying to go for. I
Yeah.
didn't like
I
it.
like
though.
it.
Didn't like it. All right.
You
So you didn't like Victor Maitland.
It's away from me, Mr.
You didn't like
Foley.
who?
I don't like Jenny Summers. She is
This guy.
She is the worst thing of this movie. And
Yeah.
look, I got nothing against the actress Lisa Elbacher. She's just not doing a good job in this movie. She's not acting good. Her delivery's not good. She's not a good screamer for the couple times she has to scream.
Shows she's not a screamer.
Yeah, it's just an empty shell. Everyone else is throwing
Just
heat.
an empty shell.
Everyone else is throwing heat in this movie, and she's definitely given up like 9 earned runs in a half an inning, and she's got to get taken out. That's it.
I put of all the actresses in '84, this is who we picked.
Yeah, I know, and we can talk
what I
about
put.
that a little bit in the recast area
Yeah.
because that's I got some opinions.
All right.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, Jenny Summers. No thanks.
No thanks.
How do they know each other? They said back from the neighborhood.
Yeah, they grew up
Yeah, they
together.
from
grew up-
Detroit?
I was going to say she's from inner
That's
city.
interesting.
Detroit?
Yeah,
Okay.
inner city Detroit, and
sounds
that
good.
would have been in like the 70s.
Oh, she wouldn't have stood out at all.
Man, it's just a weird dynamic. And then Mikey sounds like he's from New York,
Yeah.
but then he was from the old block too. It's just a
I'm
weird
shocked you don't have some
a weird
goofy,
group of people. What?
theory or
theory
like,
about
you
what?
know, how
I don't
like,
have anything.
Oh, look,
It's hard.
It
I can't tie it back to Cocktail.
Family Matters.
Yeah, I can't tie it back to Cocktail. I can't do any of it.
Urkel is the love child of
I guess
blah, blah, blah.
Mikey could have been working for the uncle
here we
in
go.
Cocktail.
There you go.
And he could have sent him out on his
There you
behalf
go.
to Detroit.
That's right.
Maybe. I don't know. But
Maybe.
then he was a youngster. Maybe he sent him away from New York to get him away from the gang.
See?
Then he ended up in stealing a car and going to jail. Mikey's complicated.
It all falls apart.
So, okay.
He's complicated.
He's complicated.
Category number 6.
Ooh.
Favorite song, hypothetical, from the movie or soundtrack.
It's not hypothetical.
Oh, parenthetical.
It's a real thing. It's not hypothetical at all.
Hypothetically speaking. Hypothetically speaking. What is your favorite?
If there
I
was music in this movie.
I like how the writer specified, it says, favorite song, parenthetical, from the movie or soundtrack. So we, just to clarify that, we just couldn't pick any, just our favorite song.
Your favorite song.
Yeah, from the movie.
From the movie.
It'll come clear when I explain.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. All right.
Okay. You go first. You haven't gone first yet.
Oh, all right.
Let's
I
start
like
with
The
you.
Heat Is On by Glenn Frey.
I'm not happy with the Frey thing. That's twice. Twice. I don't like the twice.
Glenn Frey, I know.
R.I.P. Glenn Frey.
Cashbox called this song, quote, a hard-rocking outing featuring the distinctive vocals of ex-Eagle Fry, and added that it contains, quote, a signature horn riff and some
so
effective
good.
dynamics.
Yeah.
Billboard said, quote, it features a bustling rock and roll beat, electric organ or equivalent, and a wailing sax.
I love it.
I like that.
Gotta
Yeah.
love a wailing
It's one of the
sax.
best sax songs of the 80s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta have a good sax song.
Yep.
It reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. Overall, the soundtrack was reviewed by Billboard magazine in the issue dated December 15th, 1984, and debuted on the U.S. Billboard 200 the week ending January 12th, 1985, at number 177, and then it hit number 1 in the U.S.
The music man has come
in
out
85
now. Instead of the movie
you
boy.
talked about how it won a Grammy for best score soundtrack for visual media in 86.
Really good.
And then you talked about the Nasty Girl song by Vanity 6.
Like it. Written by?
I believe it was Prince.
Prince.
Yes. Played during the strip club. It's
Princey.
not incled in the soundtrack. So all of you people going, I like that song. Don't go buy it. It's
Why are you going through all the songs?
By the way-
because Nasty Girl is mine.
No, go.
Hence the hypotheticals I put, movie or
That's what
The
soundtrack.
hypotheticals.
That's why I said that earlier, because
All right.
Nasty Girl
Go ahead.
is
Okay,
my
give us-
song.
Tell us about Nasty Girl.
You haven't been around him.
Nasty Girl.
Kurt, you haven't been around him when he talks about music. He just starts going
I
off
know,
the
he
rails.
just went through all of them.
Steals the whole album.
I blacked out.
That
So
was
what happened.
that. We should anything musical.
I know.
Don't let him go first next
I'm
time.
aware.
So I did go with Nasty Girl. I just said it's the perfect song for the background of the strip club scene.
Right.
Originally recorded by Vanity 6, like you said, on the Warner Brothers record label.
Good.
It was on their self-titled debut album, Vanity 6.
That was a good album.
It became a sizable hit
You
on the
don't know.
U.S. and
All right.
R&B radio, and it hit number 1 on the U.S. Hot Dance Club Play chart for 4 weeks in November 1982. The song was only knocked off the number 1 position by Prince's own 1999.
Dude, he was everywhere.
You know, that was very well done with some music background. We only let you in the house for movies.
There's a
All right.
reason why that.
You know, with that ability you just threw out, you might have to do a musical episode one of these days.
Well, maybe
you know.
around end of August into September, I can do one. It's called the Foo Fighters.
That one's happening, but there may be an opportunity for more. You may have more around that collar than we give you.
I do have more
credit for,
because you guys like to go around the world on some of these.
Yeah, we do.
Nasty Girl reached number 7 on the Dutch singles chart
the
in
Dutch.
November 82. It's number 11 on the Belgium charts.
Belgique.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the lead singer Vanity,
Belgium.
who later became a Christian preacher
Very good.
and subsequently denounced the song and told members of her congregation who listened to the song to keep praying for the Holy
Well, that
Spirit.
went the other way. I thought you were going to tell me because she became a preacher, it then went number 1 on the Christian charts.
No.
Oh.
Billboard also did name it song number 37 on their list of 100 greatest girl group songs
That's
of all
great.
time.
You
Never
know who
heard of
should
it.
cover that song? Since we're talking about Christian rock, Michael W. Smith. That would sound good.
Ooh, and Amy Grant.
Ooh, a duo. Nasty Girl.
Yes.
Well, how would they have to?
Nasty
How would they have
girl.
to change the words though? Kind of a little dirty girl.
Yeah.
They can't say nasty. It's a little
No,
too gross
but they could
for
do
them.
it from the perspective of a nasty girl
Oh yeah.
that's
Becomes a
Change.
good
All
girl.
right. Well, Mike
See?
and Amy, if you're listening,
We know
record
you
that
are.
for us. Send it in. We'll debut it on this podcast.
If Michael
Free.
W. Smith and Amy Grant are listening,
They are.
Oh, they're
listening.
listening. She heard that there's some weirdo out there that's like, I really love Amy Grant. So she tunes in every week now. So is it my turn for favorite song?
It is now.
Yeah.
All right. First of all, I wanted to say, and I coined this phrase while I was watching it the other night.
Wow.
Coined.
Queened it.
This is one of
Trademarked.
the most 80s sounding 80s soundtracks that I've heard.
That's
perfect.
It's really stupid.
No, it's great. First of all,
Put it on a shirt.
don't like you. I just might. This is really difficult. You both mentioned two awesome songs. Patti
Yeah.
LaBelle's got great songs.
Yeah.
There are songs flying in your face
I know what
left
he's
and
gonna
right.
pick. I
But
know
I'm
he's gonna
going with
pick.
Neutron Dance.
Oh.
Yep.
The truck chase at the beginning, Pointer Sisters.
Yeah.
All right. It's just a great 80s song. And for the longest time, I recognized this movie by that song more than Axel F. Even though they play Axel F more often, Neutron Dance was on the radio more often, at least when I listened to the radio. And I just remember it more memorably and associate it with this movie a little more. Now, of course, Axel F, I know it a lot more. But Neutron Dance, to me, as soon as I hear it on the radio or anything, I think Beverly Hills Cop. So I like Neutron Dance. I'm a big Pointer Sisters fan. So
Are you?
I do. I like them.
Okay.
You know,
I mean,
I'm putting you on the spot. Go ahead. They're listening.
They are.
no. I. Other than this movie, I don't know.
Jump. They have Jump for
okay.
Your Love.
I know it.
All right.
You don't
And
have to
then-
sing it. I know it.
He needs
All right.
to sing
There's
it.
a lot there.
No.
You don't
I
want
think
to
that-
bottle it up. He's got to let it out.
I think that catalog's a little more full than you're giving it credit for. So, all right.
All right. Category number 7.
Ooh, my favorite category.
Yes. So we're going to recast this movie.
Or you don't have to.
I win everywhere.
This is
on
an
one.
opportunity.
Okay.
If you could say, no, cast is perfect. You don't have to give anything.
Oh, I didn't know that was an option.
I guess I got to put a question mark in there.
There's
and
no
then that would help you.
parentheticals on this one,
I
or
know.
hypotheticals, if you will.
Yeah.
Next time I'll put a question mark because then Rob will go. But then you would have gone recast. So
All right. Well, and you didn't give us there's a lot of characters.
you like I'm just you.
Let's go fully.
Do a
fully,
little research.
Fully.
So I said probably no one. I was just looking around 84, doing examples of who's popular in 84.
See, you went 84.
I was going to say, I tried to go 84.
no.
I was like, there's not a lot. So,
So-
then I expanded.
So I
from
went
there.
84 and I said, just throwing names out that you didn't read earlier, actually. Chevy Chase, but then it'd probably be too goofy, right? Because he's coming off vacation. So maybe I thought Gutenberg, but he's already in Police Academy that year.
The Goot?
And again, might be too goofy, like little too new boot goofing, right? A little too much there. I was thinking maybe Tom Hanks, but then I don't know if he's funny enough at this time. I know he did Bachelor Party, but I don't know if that's Tom Hanks. So and then Robin Williams, then I think it's just over the top, probably.
I was going to say, I had Robin Williams just because I thought he would be the one that's quick-witted enough to make
you
the
can see it.
comebacks. But he is.
Did you see the banana in the tailpipe?
But he's 10 years older. So
What are you doing?
Since he was 10 years older than Eddie
Yeah, he
Murphy,
would've been too
I
old.
thought, he would have been a little too old.
What's that imitation? I said, Martin, I put that banana in your tailpipe.
I don't know what that sound was. Isolated, please.
Isolated forever. So for
I
Eddie
think-
Murphy, I'd say no on Eddie Murphy. The options that were out there kind of don't make a lot of sense.
I went modern day.
Timothy Chalamet.
No,
okay.
I kept it kind of like if they were to remake it straight across for modern day times, I went with like a Don Cheadle, Jamie Foxx.
Oh, nice.
I had Jamie Foxx.
Adam Sandler.
A Donald Glover.
Adam Sandler.
Ooh, Donald Glover.
Yeah, I thought he'd be kind of good.
He's
kind of-
in your tailpipe.
What's going on over here?
He went Adam Sandler all of a sudden.
Wow.
You see, I can see Adam Sandler stuffing bananas, and that's like a Sandler joke.
I can see
you
that,
know,
yeah.
banana in a tailpipe.
I did put Andy Samberg on my note just real quick.
good one.
Just because of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Rosewood?
No.
Rosewood.
No,
No, you
nobody.
wouldn't? No,
I got nothing.
no one?
I have nothing for the rest of the cast. I would not change one other person. I have one person to change.
So I was going to say, I just tried to go like just anybody from then until now. I put John Cryer as Rosewood.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Yeah,
because he's
not
got
bad.
that little lovable but gullible
Yeah.
to him.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Who would be Taggart? Taggart's tough. Straight man.
One that I thought would be really good, if kind of more modern. For Rosewood, I liked Jason Segel.
Oh, okay.
I thought he'd play a good Rosewood.
Nice.
And then for Taggart, Nick Offerman.
Oh, yeah. That's not
He's
bad.
got kind of that old, that
Yeah.
man,
And he's got the mustache.
but he can be a little,
No,
silly.
That's
you
not
know.
terrible.
No, I like that one.
That's
That'd
good.
be- yeah.
I said we could turn Serge into a woman and Kristen Wiig.
No, you're not touching Serge. Serge stays the same.
Just because she
all
does.
through time. So
I did say Samuel L. Jackson for Inspector Todd.
I have that down too.
that seems too obvious,
I
but
know.
yeah, you can do it.
I had to put it down.
So I think I think then Sam Jackson's doing an impersonation of the actual Inspector Todd because that dude's throwing fire. I love him. So okay, so mine is Jenny Summers. We got to do better than Jenny Summers.
Yeah, I've got some.
So in
names,
1984, I've got Phoebe Cates. She's sitting right there. That'd be
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
She'd be perfect
Yeah.
for this. Rebecca De Mornay. She just came off Risky Business. That would have
Rebecca
been really
De
good.
Hornay.
De Hornay, very nice.
Ooh la la.
Swing. So those are a couple options I had in 84 because you can't get too big a star, so you're not
Yeah.
getting any Meryl Streeps and stuff in there. But Phoebe Cates or Rebecca De Mornay.
What is
Mornay.
happening over here?
We are marble mouthed all day. It's good stuff.
Wow.
I was eating a lemon earlier. So Phoebe Cates
Ah, baby boo.
or Rebecca De Mornay, bah, baby boo. It all comes back to Saved by the Bell. So
That's right.
This episode's rough. It's going to be off the rails. People are going to listen and be like, what is... Anyway, so that's what I would do. I got to get rid of the Jenny Summers character and bring in a different actress.
Yeah, I had modern. I said Amy Adams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence.
She seems old. All right.
But
yeah.
anyway.
Jennifer
She
Lawrence,
seems
not
old.
bad. Zendaya.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Might as well. She's in everything else.
In our house,
That's right.
we refer. She's
well throw her in
Zendeja.
Zendaya.
Yeah, I don't think
All
that's
right.
correct.
Is that the
either.
proper term?
I don't know,
pronunciation? Okay.
but
What do you,
apparently it's not because when I say it, my kids. Category 8.
Oh, this is a new
This
category.
is a new category that it's called Harry Temple, quote, I should have stayed in Aspen moment.
Yes.
Yeah. So do you want to
Aspen it is.
love it? Okay. So this is a moment in the movie when the character has come to a realization that it's over.
It's over.
They've screwed up or they're done.
Yes.
So what is your moment?
My moment.
Yeah.
It's Mikey when the thug comes to meet him, because you can see Mikey's face even after he starts kind of being nice to him. You can see on Mikey's face he still knows what the answer is.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
he definitely should have stayed in Aspen on that one.
Yeah.
So
Mine was also Mikey. Just turning, and then as soon as Zach is standing there,
What do we have right now?
we got a menage,
a menage
That's right. Yeah.
a trois.
menage on Mikey.
Yeah.
I imagine when we have this menage, people are watching, so
Yeah.
that's fine.
Oh,
Yeah. So
wow.
Menage on
I put
Mikey.
when Mikey Tendino is confronted outside his apartment. That's exactly
I
what
love
said.
the
You can tell
80s.
he's crying.
Oh yeah,
He knows
what it is.
He
And
knows
I
he's
love
done.
the 80s trope because they do it in all of them. It was in Die Hard as all of them. When the lead guy, in this case Victor Maitland, they've got that one random thug. Like he's the head security guy,
Yeah.
goes everywhere with him, beats everybody up, but isn't quite good enough. Kind of like
Yeah.
the old boy in Die Hard. Should have killed him lots of times, couldn't do it. In this movie, could have killed Axel many, many times, never got it done. And Victor keeps throwing him shade with some of those glances like, I mean, can you get this taken care of, or what are we doing right here, right? So, but
You
he
know that-
gets his in the end.
That main
so.
guy. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
He was in
Breaking
Breaking
Bad.
Bad.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, he did a good job. So, yeah, definitely Tandito.
All right.
Aspen it is.
Yeah, he
Aspen
should have
it
definitely
is.
stayed in Aspen.
All right. Well, those are our categories.
Oh, they were.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that.
that was good.
I enjoyed that thoroughly.
That's
Yeah.
your sarcasm is thick today.
Yeah.
The question is, though, are you tired yet?
No,
He's doing well.
I
All
feel
right.
really good.
Doing
Gas
good.
tanks
I
are still
feel
full.
good.
Good.
That's right.
Good.
My stomach's a little weird.
Ooh.
I don't know
okay.
what's going on
Ew.
over there. Yeah. You know what time it is?
What time is it?
I believe it's time for Connor's Corner.
Connor's Corner.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
You
if
wanna-
you're new to the show,
give a-
as of the debut of this show, my 18-year-old son, because he would have had a birthday
Oh.
before this comes
Happy
out.
birthday to
My
Connor.
18-year-old son watched this movie with me for the first time, and he gives us his honest review as a Gen Z, Gen A. I don't even know what Gen is.
I don't know.
Whatever he is.
He's new. He hasn't
Yeah.
seen it. He's go back and watch these 80s movies with me, and 80s, 90s, and he gives his honest, unbiased review,
That's
as you
right.
said, because we
Yeah.
all know it. So
Yeah.
we have our. So, okay. So here we go. I won't lie. The two previous movies, Parentheticals, Cocktail, and Speed, although I claim to be great, were mediocre at best. They're fun watch, but I doubt I'll be watching them again anytime soon. On the other hand, Beverly Hills Cop is without a doubt my favorite movie out of the 3 so far, and by a landslide. My favorite Eddie Murphy movie. The whole film from start to finish is fantastic. About halfway through the movie, Beverly Hills Cop, although it came out before it, reminded me a lot of like Die Hard. The lead actor finds himself in another city. He essentially outsmarts the entirely Beverly Hills police force. He pretty much single-handedly took out the antagonists, and he's a badass. Or cool. Don't know if you can say badass on the podcast. That's in the parentheses. He's very aware of what's going on around here. He's calm, calculating, decisive, and funny in almost every situation he encounters. There really are no flaws to this movie, in my opinion, and nothing to really critique. I think that this movie is hilarious and a masterpiece that captures the time known as the 80s. As a comedy fan, this is now one of my favorite movies of all time, and I will definitely be rewatching this sometime in the near future. The film was without a doubt a 10 out of 10. And by the way, if you haven't seen the film, you definitely need to watch this. You will love it. Side note, my favorite character, excluding Eddie Murphy's Axel Foley, would have to be Billy Rosewood. Although he's a little slow, he always seems to be having a great time, and I would personally like him to be my partner if I were a cop in Beverly Hills.
Well done.
Well done. That is
what would you give him?
Connor's Corner.
I would
Grade that essay, fourth grade teacher.
Well, I did not see the spelling because that's always very tough in fourth grade.
Spelling's good.
But he was able to read it much better than I read my own words earlier.
Oh, yes.
So I'm going to give it a 10.
Nice. 10 out of 10.
A plus.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, A plus.
A plus.
All right. Final judgment.
10 out of 10.
Of this movie.
10 out of 10. 100 out of 100.
You give it an A plus.
Whatever numerical system we're using or alphabetical system, it gets the highest of that.
Oh, all right.
It is a fantastic movie.
Must watch at all times.
That's right.
Yep.
Well,
I
not
agree.
all the time.
I agree.
Did you show it to your family?
No.
A little too violent.
No, they just weren't up when I watched it.
The boobs.
We almost made it through the whole thing.
No, he said it at the beginning. It was in his
I
hello.
know, but
I did.
we made it through me talking about the
I
strip
gotcha.
club scene, and now
Wait.
you brought
Well,
it
look,
up.
we have multiple sets of LA boobs in this one. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it can't not be acknowledged. Axel
know.
Foley makes a comment about Rosewood's erection during the movie.
He
so.
does. He does.
Or if he's allowed to have one.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that Taggart doesn't have one.
Taggart's a
he's
little
not
more
allowed to.
control.
He can control
I feel like Taggart, if Taggart's a sergeant in
boy.
1984.
This conversation is
right?
Yo,
Hold on. If Taggart's a sergeant in 84, he's been on the police force for a little while. Let's say 10, 15 years. So Taggart seems like maybe he could have been a Vietnam vet type who, after the Vietnam War, came back and then became a cop in Beverly Hills. That's why he's a little more rugged around the edges.
Yeah.
So Taggart's seen some stuff. So he's not necessarily going to get the excitement at the strip club that Rosewood. Rosewood's a little wet behind the ears.
That's true.
Taggart's been around the world.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Huh?
Yeah,
and Taggart is not too buku.
Yeah.
So
Well, he actually believes.
Kurt knows.
He actually believes.
Kurt knows the two buku.
Wow, Full Metal Jacket. Nice.
You got girlfriend in Vietnam?
Oh no.
Time out.
Oh no. Oh no.
Anyway, Taggart's seen some stuff. So.
He goes, well,
10
the
out of
fact
10.
that he believes Foley, when Foley says, I think she likes you.
Do you know what I love
And
the
he
most?
says,
yeah.
He was like,
He got
oh,
excited
yeah,
and turned around.
Kind of reminds me of a Rob situation. You smell fantastic.
I know. What are you wearing?
What are you wearing? Nothing.
Nothing.
So what I really love about Taggart is at the beginning, Taggart's like, this dude's a clown. And then after the strip club scene, Taggart's like, nope, this guy's legit. I like how he accepts him in. And by the end, they're like, you can see they're already friends. So that's what I like.
Love it.
Yep.
Well, anything else about this movie?
I think we've got it all.
We got
We
it.
covered a lot.
I think we've got everything.
Yeah. There it is. Well, if you'd like to contact Rob, Kurt, or wait, that doesn't make any sense. I am Rob.
You are Rob. Again, you can't read. He's no good at improv.
I read it exactly. I read the words on the page.
Words.
Can you just improv a little bit? It's not that difficult.
I'm Ron.
Let me
Burgundy.
help you. If you'd like to contact Dave, Kurt, or I,
There we go.
Here, start with that.
All right. If you'd like to contact us, it doesn't matter.
There you go.
Which we always look forward to. You can find us on all the social media sites, from Facebook to X, the artist formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, to which we've provided links in the show notes. But you can also just Google Totally 80s and 90s Recall, and all those locations will pop up.
Also, you can check out our website at totally80s90srecall.podbean.com or email us at 80s90srecall@gmail.com, We're also working on getting a voicemail line, which I haven't shared that with Rob yet, but we are working on it. So you can tell us what you think of the podcast or particular episodes, which we can possibly play on future episodes.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Future shows. We love to hear from our fans, and we look forward to recommendations of future episode ideas for the 80s, 90s Recall team to cover.
Love it.
All righty. Finally, if you like the oral magic, I guess, that we made today, please take a quick moment to give us 5 stars and write us a review. It goes a long way to grow the show. Also, we do have a merchandise store you can access through the show notes or on our website where you can find T-shirts and other cool stuff. These items will give you a chance to show off what a big fan of the show you are, whether it's feeling it in your plums or if you're like the Robsters and want to continue to remember Barb Hummel.
Barb Hummel. That is correct.
Rest in peace.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Do you have any clothing?
I have clothing.
We are going to limp through the rest of this show.
I am fully dressed. Your wife frowns upon me podcasting naked.
He is Winnie the Pooh. Don't.
Yeah, I am. I've got the shirt on.
We're clothed from the waist up.
Winnie the Pooh. All 3 of us at the table?
Yes.
We're all Winnie the Pooh?
Yes.
All right.
Do you have any closing
Could also be Donald Duck.
thoughts, David?
Right. I do have closing thoughts.
All right.
Here we go, Rob. In the end, Beverly Hills Cop is a buddy movie. From Axel avenging Mikey to finding new lifelong friends on the Beverly Hills Police Department. So I'll leave you with this ponderance about friendship.
No.
Great friendship is the kind of bond where you can insult each other relentlessly and still end up grabbing dinner together. It's like a perpetual roast session with occasional breaks for heartfelt conversations. True friendship is having someone who knows all of your flaws and still chooses to hang out with you instead of running away screaming. It's those moments when you can look at each other and burst into uncontrollable laughter over something that nobody else would find funny. Finally, great friendship is about the people that stick together through thick and thin, making every moment a hilarious and heartwarming adventure. I think that's very pointed to the movie.
Yes.
And for the 3 of us fools sitting in this studio today.
What was the line about running away? What was it? Running away screaming.
It said, you still choose to hang out instead of running away screaming.
There you go.
There you
That's
go.
right.
That seems
Okay.
to sum us up perfectly.
Yeah, it does. Well done.
It does.
All
You said,
right.
well done?
Well done.
Well done.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of this this review.
You have a lot of
Beverly
uhs
Hills.
today. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
You've been doing this
I
a while
don't
now. You
know.
shouldn't have the uhs.
Nope.
That's
I'm
like public
tired.
speaking 101.
I'm tired.
Public speaking 101. No uhs.
So many uhs. That brings us to the end of our review of Beverly Hills Cop. We'd like to thank all of our listeners, whether first time or subscribers, longtime subscribers, for hanging with Dave, Kurt, and I. There it is.
Didn't point to the right
Hopefully,
people with the names.
We gave you an hour or so of some laughs and great memories. And don't forget to tune in for all new episodes of Totally 80s and 90s Recall every Tuesday.
Brilliant. That's brilliant, Rob.
Yeah.
Way to get it done.
All right. You're supposed to
You
ask.
did a great job, Rob.
This is
What is our homework for next time, Rob?
well, we're doing a 1990s Billboard live episode, and I have to be
Yes.
completely honest, I have no idea what that means.
So basically what's going to happen is, I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen. There's no prep for either of us. I can tell you this. It's going to be about 90s music. It's going to come from a Billboard chart, and then we're going to riff on the rest of it when the episode starts. But neither of us can do any prep for it. We just have to show up and roll. So, excited? Get excited, Rob. It's going to be a great job.
Right.
Wow.
You say that. All right.
All right.
You,
Is that it? You got any fancy goodbyes? I mean, you're not doing it, so. This is why I run the show, folks.
No,
Again,
I want to
hold
do
on,
it.
real
Do
time out.
you-
Time out. If it's your first time tuning in, we promise this runs a lot smoother when I'm in charge. Rob's getting about a C- today for his efforts. So go ahead, Rob. What's the next part?
Hey, Dave.
Hey,
Do you have any fancy goodbyes?
you know what? I've checked all my pockets. No fancy goodbyes.
Oh, perfect. We're limping through the end of that.
Pure gold.
I think we've had enough.
We've had enough.
We need to shut Rob down. He's much more comfortable on this side of the aisle here.
I think it was it was all your script.
You know what threw him?
It threw him.
No, what threw him was you got.